Hi everyone, it's Brandon Carey back again here after 2 months layoff, and we mentioned in the last video that we probably wouldn't get back to you until today because there wasn't much that happened from the last MRI to the new MRI that came today, and so we'll start with the good news, and the good news is that the MRI came back and showed no new growth. In fact, the doctor's words are that it was nearly identical to the previous one 2 months ago. The condition is stable, and that's where we want it to be. Thank you for the prayers, and we're thankful to God for answering those prayers, and that I guess I hate looking at it this way in one regard, but it's like we have another 2 months to uh, not really worry, and not that I really worry all that much anyway. But it is just kind of kicking the can down the road, so to speak, and another 2 months here that you just focus on living life, and that's at this point going to work, spending time with family, and just trying to enjoy the days. And really, the last few weeks, I've been able to enjoy the days more, in the sense that I really haven't been dealing with much symptomatically. Um, for a little bit, the steroids were starting to take a toll on me, and was experiencing muscle weakness, and was having a difficult time getting around. Not completely off the steroid. The plan is to try to get off of them here within the next few weeks. But I've been down to 1 milligram of the dexamethasone, and it's made a big difference from where I was right at the time of the last MRI. I was at 8 milligrams, and I believe I shared in that last video that steroid-induced myopathy was setting into my muscles. So today at my appointment, um, the doctor did some of the typical um, exam procedures, and I did much better this time as far as being able to exude strength and resist some of the exercises that she does. She'll have me raise my elbows and push them down, and I'll try to resist that. Last time I was not able to resist it at all. It was like my body was zapped of any strength. This time it felt like I had in previous exams. So I do feel some regained strength and energy, and I'm able to move around. So I'm thankful for that. Um, we're obviously doing this quite late because Carrie was working this evening, helping out a friend with a consignment sale. So, as usual, I'm kind of dominating the conversation. I didn't know if you wanted to chime in here with anything.
I just want to say that they also said that your swelling has gone down a lot
From where it
from where it
was
was. Yeah.
back in May,
Uh huh.
right? Yeah. And the doctor showed us the images, and I can feel a difference. There were a couple things this time that were a little bit concerning to me. I felt the last 2 weeks or so like a tingling sensation. It wasn't painful by any stretch, but it was just an odd feeling. That I said the best way I could describe it was kind of the icy hot without the real hot part of that. But that was odd. Um, and from time to time, I still have a coffee type headache that I'll experience. But I've been a little bit fatigued. In particular, on the weekends, if I don't have to get up and go through my regular routine and go to work, um, if I just come down, have breakfast, and then sit down, and regardless of how much sleep I've had the night before, I lack energy. So when I have a routine and I'm getting up and being active and have to engage with my mind, I seem to do better, which is a good thing, which is good. So there's not too much to report because everything came back, uh, and it was positive in a good sense. So, um, as I said, we have another 2 months before the next MRI. One of the questions I did ask the doctor today, I asked, the results that we've experienced thus far, and um, today being the 9th, it was a little bit over 8 months. Actually, no, it's exactly 8 months since the surgery, right? Because I always think back to January 7th, but
Nice.
yeah, it was the 9th. No, yeah, today's the 9th. We're actually past midnight, so it's the 10th, but Monday, the
Whatever
day
day it
the
is.
day that I visited the doctor and had the MRI tonight. So exactly 8 months um, since since the surgery. And where was I going with this? It was so difficult for us to figure out how long it was. I lost the point of my story. So um,
Hold on.
I'll circle back around if I can think of it. But
Why can't I remember what you were just talking about?
I don't know. I don't know. But
Oh, you were talking about a doctor?
okay, thank you. So, so I asked if the results that she's seen thus far, if they fit her expectations, as far as being 8 months after surgery. Did she expect to see new growth and new new tumor new tumor formation, or was this kind of surpassing her expectations? And she said, given the IDH1 mutation that they found in the pathology, um, that this was not unexpected. I heard a new statistic, or at least I had forgotten a statistic if she shared it before, but so the grade 4 glioblastoma is a rare form of cancer that I have, but the IDH1 mutation that I have is only in 5% of glioblastoma cases, but that's actually a good thing, and because patients with the IDH1 uh, mutation tend to have a longer lifespan.
Yeah, because there's IDH1 and then there's IDH1 wild. And so the wild is the one that is very rapid, very very rapid growing.
Right.
And typically people that have glioblastoma only have glioblastoma from the beginning, and then that's what they get, the IDH1 wild. But the people that, or maybe it's just IDH wild, but the people that have the IDH1, that only comes from having a low grade tumor that resulted over time into
That developed.
developed into
Yeah.
the glioblastoma.
The grade 4.
Yeah.
Right. So that's something. It's a blessing in the midst of this difficult situation. So and I remember initially she told us that typically in cases like mine they'll see a tumor progression around 12 to 18 months. But she said today, and she sounded rather optimistic, that it could be longer than that. So again, from the beginning, my perspective has been that God knows the number of my days, and I don't spend much time dwelling on it, but it from time to time it comes into my mind. Particularly if I start feeling, as I did recently, these kind of odd sensations, I begin to wonder, if something is growing and if things are getting worse. But thankfully that's not the case this time. So we're happy to report that. Um, Something else that I wanted to share tonight, as you all look behind us, and as you have, if you've been following our videos, we've had this wonderful card walls, which we still get to add to, not as often, but maybe once every other week at this point. We still get a
Maybe
card.
once a week.
Yeah, and we've tried to put them up, but it's spreading quickly. Where it's covering a good close to half of our living room, and and it's time. We've decided to take it down. I'm definitely going to keep all these cards though, and probably put them away somewhere that if I need to pull them out and read them, that I can. Carrie wants to do a little bit of painting, and we've been fighting. The tape that we've used to keep them up, it's wearing out, and the cards are falling. And anyway, after 8 months, we think it's time here to take the card wall down. So,
And thank you, because it's really been nice to read them as we walk past. You can look at them and see the different names in there, and it just, at least for me, it touches my heart. So I just want to say
absolutely,
thank you.
yeah. There's so much love that's there from people, mostly from people we know, but some from people we don't know, and in fact have never met. Um, but it's wonderful. I'll share a real quick story. So, my company holds an event yearly for our customers. We call it the Customer Appreciation Day, and early on in the process and throughout the last 8 months, I received a lot of cards from customers because I believe it went out at least in one of the newsletters that our company puts out about our situation, and so had many people from that area in the Lower Highlands, uh, and actually from the eastern part of the state where we have another small company send us cards. But anyway, so I attended the most recent Customer Appreciation Day at the end of August, and I had people who came up, and I was pleased to be able to meet them as they were pleased to be able to meet me face to face. And so uh, I really don't have words to describe just how blessed I feel, and as obviously Carrie shared, we both feel to have so many people reach out to us, um, and encourage us along the way here. It's been terrific. So that's the latest update. And as we've said before, if there really isn't anything new that comes up, you probably won't hear from us. But if there are new developments, we will share.
And your next scan is in November.
Right. Yeah. It would be roughly 2 months. We didn't get an exact date
Yeah, not
today,
yet.
but probably early to mid November.
Around the same time.
Right. So.
But that's probably when we'll put something else out again.
Right.
The next time.
And as we said before, at this point, no news is good news. Because again, the doctors consider my condition to be stable. They don't see any signs of progression, which is terrific. So I do have, I'm more prepared than I was last time, because I need to bring the hard copy here of the text. And Carrie actually helped me pick this one out tonight. Yes. And actually, this came from, we have some CDs that I stumbled upon years back. It's a fairly local pastor, I believe he's out of Indiana, PA, who put a bunch of Bible verses to music, and he actually created the music. And so we listen to this from time to time in the car or here in the house. And this is from 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verses 16 through 18. Just it's very appropriate for our situation, and so I'll go ahead and read it for you all if you don't already know it. And this is from the New King James Version. So it says, "Rejoice always, pray without ceasing, in everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you." And tonight we have much reason to rejoice and to give thanks. But even, if the news wasn't quite what we were hoping to hear, it says, "In everything give thanks." So be thankful for those good times and thankful for the times that aren't so good, and try to see, perhaps how God is using your circumstances to work in you for the good, and for the good of others. So that's the passage that we have to share tonight. And again, that's where we are along this journey. That again, we started here just about 8 months ago. So thank you all for watching, for keeping up with us here, and hope to be back again, if not sooner, in a couple months. So God bless you all, and have a good night. Bye.